Let's bring in John Barry, a veteran NBA player, and now works for ESPN Radio on the mothership. John, good morning. How are you?
Well, hello, DP.
How's your load management today?
I'm going to golf today. I'm not going to take the day off.
I like that. You're a true warrior.
I'm going to give it a go.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I mentioned that this became a big deal because ESPN was carrying the game last night, and then Kawhi doesn't play. Now you have all the ESPN entities talking about load management. Therefore, it becomes a big, big story today. Load management's been around here, but the fact that he missed a nationally televised game last night, where do you stand on load management? If you were playing and you were on the Clippers and Kawhi and or Paul George are sitting out 12 games, 15 games this year with load management, how would you feel?
Well, first of all, my first 6 years in the league, doctors never told me not to play. It was the coaches that did that. So this was very little concern for me. Well, look, now I see every different side, and it's a very difficult. It's a problem. I see the franchise side. I see the coaches side. I see the players side. I see the fan side. Each one maybe being different. Players. Kawhi missed, 22 games last year, something like that? So he's playing a 60-game season. If he does that for 4 straight years, he's saving another year of earning power that he can play another year in the league and make $35, $40 million. So I understand.
Yeah.
When you get suspended, you lose a game check. So why should you get a game check if you're sitting on the sideline when you could probably play? That's another angle. Coaches, the ultimate goal is to win an NBA championship. Greg Popovich started this many, many years ago. And if that's what they deem to be the best way to go about winning a championship by resting their players during the year, then you do it. It worked for Greg Popovich 5 times. But you also look and you say Michael Jordan won 6 titles in those 8 years with the 2 years off in between. He missed 6 games in those 6 years. I read something. Wilt Chamberlain averaged 48.5 minutes a game one season. Did you see this?
Yeah.
He averaged over what a regular season minute game is. He missed 7 minutes in an 80-game season.
But John,
So-
would Michael Jordan take part in load management? Would Larry Bird could have extended his career maybe with load management. Steve Nash with load management, maybe it could have extended his career. So to be fair to today's athlete, would have yesterday's athlete, given today's circumstances and salaries, taken part in load management?
I don't think so. I can't speak for the greatest players in the world, but I don't think Michael Jordan would waste a minute of his time when he's as good as he's the best in the game. Why not play? It's just like the move LeBron made to L.A. last year. There's no way Michael Jordan would have done that. I mean, he's in his prime, and to have an opportunity to go to the finals and win another championship, he's not taking a year off. Larry Bird, I don't believe, is taking a year off. I think these guys would play, and you would think with all the things that we have going on for these players, how much easier it is to play, how much better athletes they are, how much better taken care of they are, that you don't need to be resting. These guys back in the day were flying commercial, 4 games in 5 nights. They didn't have masseuses. They didn't have buffets at every, when they pulled up at the locker room every night. They ice bags were make your own, or do your own laundry. Like, it's so much easier now. You would think that these guys would be playing more and having more of a love to play.
What is the solution?
I don't know, because you can't just have some arbitrary NBA person say, come look at you and say you're capable of playing, because you say, look, my hamstring's a little tweaked. You can't tell. You can't. It can't happen. It just can't. I'm waiting for the day where we get coaches management, load management. When's a coach going to take a night off?
Well, remember with Phil Jackson, if Phil Jackson came back, the rumor was that he was going to do just home games.
Yeah, that's right.
So he would.
Well, I think that was more. Yeah, I mean, that was physically. It was very difficult for him to fly and sit and do all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hey, Doc Rivers has got 14 assistants over there. He can take a night off.
I got into this discussion with Reggie Miller a couple of days ago that LeBron he's not the underdog, but he's playing up this underdog role, and he's playing it really well right now. I get into this discussion with Reggie. I said LeBron to me is still the best player in the NBA, and he of course says I'm crazy that it's Kawhi. Who do you think is the best player in the NBA?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'll still go LeBron. I think Kawhi's certainly inching there, but as an ultimate teammate, I just think LeBron's that guy. I don't know. Call Matt Dellavedova and have him on your show. He's making $9.5 million.
How the hell is Dellavedova still in the NBA, John?
Well, look, LeBron James. I mean, the guy was a factor for the Cleveland Cavaliers in the finals because he played with LeBron James. Now, I don't know that if Matt Dellavedova's alongside Kawhi Leonard, that he gets a $40 million contract. I don't think, because I think LeBron James makes people better, more as good as anybody in the league has ever seen. And they have to be a certain type of player now. You got to be a Kyle Korver. You got to be a J.R. Smith standstill shooters. They benefit the most from LeBron James.
What do you think of the Lakers, that product they put on the floor? Are they is that sustainable? Are they going to be the team to beat or one of the two best teams in the league?
I think they can be up there. Yeah, I do like the Clippers when Paul George gets back. I think that's the best team in the league, primarily because the defense they can play. But yeah, I do think LA. They've come together a lot quicker than I thought. I thought there was going to be a bigger learning curve here, but they have an opportunity. Yeah, I mean, I think those are the best two teams in basketball, with Milwaukee, Philly, Boston behind that.
But you also have LeBron. We're talking to John Barry of ESPN. You have LeBron sort of featuring Anthony Davis. Is this the way it's going to be the entire season?
I think that's what LeBron's always asked for and never played that way. I mean, remember he just said, yeah, I need some help. I want all the pressure off me. But at the end of the day, he's a guy that's going to handle the ball an awful lot. But Anthony Davis is a different dynamic that he's had in both Miami and Cleveland. Obviously, he had great players in Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Kevin Love, but this is a guy that can single-handedly take over games. I don't know that those other guys at that stage in their careers were able to do that, but AD can do this. And yeah, I think LeBron will pick his spots. He's the smartest player as we have in the game, and there'll be nights when he'll have to go for 38, and there'll be nights when he can go for 15.
I'm watching James Harden last night. He still hasn't gotten his shot this year, but when did he become unstoppable? Was he unstoppable in college? We just didn't see it, or when he was coming off the bench at Oklahoma City and we just didn't see it?
Yeah, I think it was when he got to Houston and just knew that it was his team. He was the man. But I'll tell you, people don't understand how hard that step back is he's doing. I mean, he's shooting that ball from, sometimes 24, 26 feet, stepping back. I mean, the strength you have to have. Guys are right in his face. It doesn't matter. He gets fouled and makes those shots. I mean, he's as good a one-on-one player as this league's seen in a long, long time.
Is he as good as Jordan one-on-one?
Of course not.
Yes, he is.
I can't. I'm 50 now, so I guess I'm just going with the old guard. But man, I wish people would watch a little more Michael Jordan highlights and remember what he was doing. You were sitting right there, bud.
Well, I wouldn't bet against Jordan if there was a game, if it was one-on-one, really anything with Jordan. But I do think that Harden is a more
golf. You can play him in golf.
Yeah, because he lies about his handicap. He makes himself better with his handicap. Most people lie about their handicap to make themselves worse. But Jordan lies about being a better golfer than he actually is.
There's nothing better than an ego handicap. I love guys that have them. I fly them in. I rent the helicopter, bring them on in.
You could take Jordan in golf, right?
Yeah. Well, yes. Yeah.
All right.
I have. I'm trying to get down to his new place. So if he's listening, give me a call.
Now, when you play, how much do you play for with Jordan?
It's usually just a $500 five-way Nassau.
Meaning,
so you can play maximum of 1,000 on each 9 holes, and then 500 for the victory.
How much?
So it's a max of 2,500.
How much junk does he talk?
Well, look, I haven't played in the same group. We met in Vegas during the NBA All-Star game years ago, and he basically said 10 o'clock, meet on the first tee at Shadow Creek, and there'd be 28 guys there, and he would grab his group, and he'd look back and say, "I got this with you, this with you, this with you, this with you." He'd finish the round first, about an hour and a half before everybody else, and then his caddy would sit on the 18th green. And you'd come by, and everybody would hand the card to the caddy, and he'd have a wad of money and find out if you won or lost. And then you walk into the locker room, and Michael says, "How'd I do against you?" I said, "Oh, I got you all 5 ways." "Damn, I'll get you next time."
Because he's so competitive, I would think he'd go, "Come on, let's go back out."
Well, yeah, I'm always up for an E9, particularly after I won 5 ways. But he had too many bets to wait on, I guess.
What's your next game? What do you got going on?
Oh, that'll be Christmas.
Oh, wow, that's load management here, John. Man.
Well, it's a tough gig.
Wow.
I got Thanksgiving to get, I got a lot of things going on.
Yeah, pace yourself. Good God, John, pace yourself for your next gig.
I will. Maybe I'll come visit you.
Oh yeah, come on into the man cave here. You can show us how to shoot.
The athleticism on that floor and those breaks is just incredible.
Do you see any hope here? Like anybody decent when you look at the Danettes out there shooting hoops? Seaton's pretty good.
Seaton?
Yeah. What about McLovin?
Seaton had the best stroke that I saw.
Okay. McLovin
Seaton had the best stroke.
McLovin's pretty good.
It's a little two-handed-ish, which is kind of weird.
Wait, what is it? Too much hand?
Two-handed.
Two-handed.
Too much left hand. Too much left hand, yeah.
Yeah, McLovin.
It looked like a kind of a double. I don't know.
I was just looking at
Maybe I was wrong. I can't critique. Look, I have to be there, man.
Okay. Yeah, McLovin.
Got to be there.
I was looking at some YouTube videos. I definitely think Brent has the better shot than John.
No, that's not true.
Oh, no.
No. I'll give Brent a lot of love, but when it comes to shooting, John Barry's got great form. John can shoot.
He's just a far better athlete, that's all.
Yes, he was a better player, but not a better shooter than you. Now,
well, I'm not going. I said athlete. I didn't say player. Call Jeff Van Gundy, and he'll give you the critique.
So you're a better player. Your brother was more athletic.
Well, I mean, no, to each his own. Van Gundy enjoyed my competitiveness. I think my shooting. He was a great player. Don't get me wrong. I'm not disregarding him, but I'll take myself, and if I have to, get after it.
And thank you, John. Sorry to interrupt your rest for that Christmas Day tilt that you're going to have. So, thanks for.
Well, I'm doing some reading. I'll be ready.
All right, thank you, John. That's John Barry, no H. It's just Jon.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV, stream for free on BR Live, or download the Dan Patrick Show app.